Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Blind. This is Nadir.
And this is Yadira.
And that's Yadira over there. She's to my right side.
For a second.
You're not going to tell that, though. You guys can't tell because we have it on the split. We have two cameras, so they don't know you're on my right side. It looks like you're in a different room.
Anyway, listen.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm a little bit out of it. And so when you played the song and then you started talking for like half a second, I was like, okay, he's just editing. And thank God I paid attention because I almost didn't talk. I was just like, whatever, he's editing.
Oh, so you're just waiting for yourself to say, and this is Yadira.
Yes. All right, this is what fasting does.
Here we go. And we are in Ramadan, guys. This is day 3? Yeah, day 3.
Yep.
Day 3 of Ramadan. We're recording. We've been recording on the Saturday before we released the episode, which is not good.
No.
We should not be doing this. But
we've been super
doing
busy.
So it is what it is, right? So, wife, how's your day going? How's your Ramadan so far?
Not bad. The fasting part's not really bothering me much. I fast throughout the year, so my body's kind of used to it,
Maybe you want to tell them why you fast throughout the year.
I have like 300 days to make up from pregnancy.
From pregnancy and nursing.
It's down to 300. It was like 330.
Yeah.
It's actually 299, actually.
Wow. Look at that. She's beating the odds. 299.
So I have nursed and was pregnant back to back. 10 or 11 Ramadans, something like that.
Back to back.
Because I nursed all the kids for 2 years each. And sometimes it would overlap and I'd be nursing and pregnant. And so fasting I wasn't going to.
Wait, do I have permission to play with the thing today?
I guess.
I'm just sitting here like with a really...
Yes, fine.
Grin on my face. I don't want to, like a ish eating grin on my face.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we can play with it.
But you can't get out of hand.
I won't. I promise.
Okay.
I promise I won't get out of hand.
Anyway, so that's why I've been fasting throughout the year, and so it's not so bad. No.
Okay.
He has a toy.
Yes.
Anyway.
I love this. Okay, I'm sorry.
But I am tired, but I think I'm just still recuperating from all the meals I prepped ahead of time.
Yeah, so we talked about this last time, right? That you cooked ahead of time?
Yeah.
So how many meals do you think you made altogether? You made a lot.
I did.
Right? You made fried chicken. You made empanadillas.
Yep.
You made carne guisada.
Yep.
Pollo guisada?
Yep.
Okay, that's 4. That's 4 right there. You made chili.
Yep.
You made... What else did you make?
I think I made a couple of pizzas for the girls.
You made pizzas? Yep.
They don't want to eat what we're eating.
Yep.
They're like homemade pizzas.
And you made a whole lot more.
I did, but I'm
full,
drawing
bro.
a blank. Like I know
it's
I made.
full.
Oh, I made burgers.
Oh, burgers. Oh, man.
What else did I make?
Just some burgers.
Well, a lot of these things I made so that they were handheld, so that if we're busy or something, like, you know what I mean, or if the kids don't want.
Sometimes you get caught up, right? And you only have like 20 minutes before it's time to break fast.
Let's explain why. Right, and also we're also doing a nightly.
We're doing a bunch of things during Ramadan
from the Islamic.
From the Islamic by touch, as Yadira keeps saying
like that today.
The Islamic by touch.
From the Islam by touch side of things.
Yeah.
So we have so
let's talk about a couple of things that we're doing.
Nightly Taraweeh for the blind and disabled, so that the community can feel like they're being included, and for anyone who can't make it to the masjid. So if you are a mom with a newborn or young kids and you can't make it, if you are disabled in any way, if you're elderly, if you just got caught up with work and you just can't make it to the masjid, but you would still like to feel like you are able to partake in Taraweeh, then we have a nightly with Sheikh Spendim. I think I said his name right.
Yeah, Sheikh Spendim Najaku. I said his name right. He was happy.
Oh, awesome. So Sheikh Spendim is...
Well, Sheikh Spendim is awesome.
He's such an amazing guy, mashallah.
He is awesome.
He's such a
and
wonderful brother. And may Allah reward him for this, because he's taking his time out every night to do this, and he's really dedicated, and mashallah, he's an incredible person.
So the format is really awesome, right? So first of all, it's on Zoom. So if somebody wants to join through Zoom, they can do that.
Yeah, we have all these links out. Like, we've shared them everywhere.
We've shared these links
I'm sure Nadir can put it somewhere here.
Yeah, I could probably put it in the description of this podcast.
Yeah.
Something.
Anyway.
I
mean, because we're announcing it, they gotta have a way to access.
Sure. I'll include a Google Drive link in both the YouTube and the podcast.
Yeah.
Daily. I'll include a Google Drive link in there so that it can be people can check it out, inshallah. But yeah. So what we're doing is this. So Sheikh Bin Deem is on Zoom, right? And through Zoom, we're live streaming it on YouTube. So people can interact with the sheikh on YouTube or in the actual
On
Zoom.
YouTube, right? On the Islam by Touch channel.
On the Islam by Touch YouTube channel. Go subscribe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'd appreciate it.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you may be subscribed already.
Yep.
If you're listening to this on Apple, go subscribe to the YouTube
that'd
channel.
be great.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, go subscribe to the podcast channel.
Yeah.
we gotta put some exclusive stuff on the podcast channel, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sheikh Bindim is on Zoom, right? Actually, we went over to his house yesterday. He lives about an hour and 20 minutes from here. So I went over to help him out with his audio and video situation. Alhamdulillah, last night went really well. And so what he does is he will go on Zoom, he'll go live on YouTube from Zoom. And he has a regimen he goes through, right? So he will give you the explanation, like the tafsir of the part of the Quran he'll be reciting from. Then he'll go through the translation of what he'll actually be reciting between each two rak'at, each two units. He'll give you the translation of what he'll be reciting, and then he'll pray them. He'll pray the two, and then he'll keep going until he's done with the 8 of the Taraweeh, and then he'll pray witr with dua al-kunut, and then he'll open it up for some Q&A. We've had some issues with Q&A, but inshallah, as time goes, it should be going easier.
Smoother. So we're doing that, and then we have a blind brother from Panama. He's reciting Quran every day on the Islam by Touch channel. He's streaming that live. So
same thing. He's got it on Zoom, right? And the reason why he explained to me why he likes doing it on Zoom is because if you have like a paid YouTube account, you can turn off your screen, right? Like you could do it with your screen off. But if you don't, you got to keep your screen on if you want to watch it the whole time. So he does it through Zoom so that blind people and anyone that doesn't have a paid YouTube account can just join through Zoom and do it that way as well. I'll also share that. I'm gonna just put in one link, and in that link will be a Google Drive that has the documents, PDFs in there, and other documents so that people can go in and access whatever they go on, access.
Those are some of the things we're doing. Plus, Nadir is obviously, traveling and fundraising. And
so let me just talk about my man Abdullah real quick. So Abdullah ibn Salim, he's the one doing the Quran every day. He's doing one juz every day. So he's pretty much he's pretty much doing it for 2 hours straight every day. Subhanallah. And he is, he is a qari. Right, he's a qari of the Quran. He has a beautiful recitation, mashallah alayh. And yeah, so everyone can join that live, and of course you could all go in and watch it later.
And he himself is blind, so.
And he himself is blind. That's the key to it, right? He is blind. He lives in Panama, and subhanallah, it's a good brother, nice brother, mashallah alayh. And then these are just, and I'm the one pretty much, making sure everything is running smoothly on the back end.
Right,
inshallah.
and I'm just reminding him constantly of what he needs to do because he'll forget one thing or another. And I'm like, you need to do this, you need to pay that invoice, you need to do this. So it's all of that. And then on the personal side, of course, we have to make sure that we maintain Ramadan and the spirit of it for ourselves and for our kids because we have, the 4 kids and making sure that they are fully engaged in the month
and immersed.
So
that's a good word, right?
Yeah. So we are
having good words.
We're pretty busy with all of that, and I'm tired. I'm trying not to yawn. Okay, I fought it.
Dita, that's very.
It's very rude. I know I didn't yawn.
Not professional. I was gonna say. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I said professional.
So
that's not good. Anyway, yeah, no, we're trying to prepare. We're doing all the Ramadan stuff. So the boys helped you cook.
Yeah, the boys helped me cook all last week.
And then this weekend, maybe tomorrow, I guess you guys are going to be decorating.
Yeah,
right.
Because we're kind of late on that, so we'll be decorating. There's this thing, make a poster that we put up on the wall, and they decorate it and frame it. It's just on cardboard. And then every day they stick stars on, so we have to keep track. Like when we finish it tomorrow, it'll be 4 stars. And so they get to the 30, and we hang up decorations all over the house. We have some lights up already, but
that never go down.
Yeah, those people. We just unplug them.
And then we also have those lanterns up.
Yeah.
Those lanterns has been up since last Ramadan.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever, bro. They look nice.
It's
fine. Add some color to the house.
Right. But we're going to decorate. And then every night we read a story as a family. I don't know. I was thinking about possibly, maybe not this Ramadan, but next Ramadan, probably sharing that on YouTube. And we read a story and we discuss it. And then each kid gets a little tiny treat from
You have Ramadan jars.
Ramadan jars, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That are all the kids decorated them when they were younger, and they're plastic, big plastic jars. I chose plastic as glass when they were little. It's probably gonna break,
Mm-hmm.
but they're all decorated with stars and stuff, and it's all
And
Mod
Mod
Podge.
Podge.
Yep, and then
Is it Mod Podge or Mod Podge?
I think it's Mod Podge. Yeah,
Are we sure?
yeah, it's not.
No, okay.
It might be Mod Podge. I don't know, but I think it's Mod Podge. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then on each lid is their name, with the like foam letters, so I can feel who's getting what. And then they even put a jar on the mantle for the dog.
Yep.
And
Yep.
she already knows. She'll come and she'll sit, and then when it's time to get, she listens to the story with us, and then when it's time to get the Ramadan treat from the jar,
She's the first one there.
She's the first one at the mantle,
Mhm.
just sitting and wagging her tail like, okay. So it's really cute, and the kids really love it. And we do Noor Kids, which is a really good
We've been messing up on nude.
but
kids
we've been
this
we
year.
haven't
just
we
sleeping
haven't
on
been
it. It's been so hectic the
'Cause it's been
first
so
couple
hectic.
days, man. Oh my god. On top of that, we have to put out content for Islam by Touch to get our fundraising. We're
still working on this podcast.
and we're
so-
still working on this podcast, exactly. So we have to put out content, right? You need to, subhanAllah, how engagement has to be there, right?
Yep.
Like the work is there. The work speaks for itself, but you have to constantly show up and be like, yo, look, guys, I'm here. Don't forget about me, because it seems like our attention span has gotten like, you know what I'm saying? Like it is just,
because it's short little videos, short little clips, and that's all that people can handle. So,
but yeah.
but anyway, so that's what we're doing, and I'm really trying to maintain that. And this is Noah's first year fasting the full Ramadan. Last year he did every other day, and Della's been fasting for a couple years now, but this is Noah's first time, and so he's doing great, mashallah. And yeah, this is how we do Ramadan here, and lots of just discussion. And
why don't you tell us how your first few Ramadans went?
Okay,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about your
because they bring the whole mood
experiences.
down.
Yeah, but the whole point is to talk about your experience when you first came to Islam in regards to Ramadan up until like and when you actually started feeling it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you cool with this?
The first
Are you
time,
cool with this
yeah,
topic?
it's
If you're
fine.
cool with it, we can talk about it. If
Yeah,
you're
it's
not cool
fine.
with it,
Oh my God, I'm trying not to yawn again. I'm so sleepy. Well, and the thing is, the kids love it. Like the kids literally look forward to Ramadan.
but this is part.
And I think the reason that they do is because I do so much because I don't want my kids to ever feel the way that I did during Ramadan. I want them to love it. And I know you'll get the whole thing. Like it's not about gifts or this or that or, oh yeah. And on the first night of Ramadan, I always give them a small little gift. Not like, because at Eid we go all out, but
all out.
so they get their little tiny treat from the jar. And it could be like, it doesn't have to be candy. It could be candy or it could be a little.
Listen, bro, whoever
cake,
wants to
or
be
it
like,
could
oh,
be-
it's not about this, not about that, don't be mad because you're Ramadan and Eid suck. Okay, I'm sorry.
I-
Don't be mad.
And
Don't be mad,
because
bro.
like,
Okay.
it's about being spiritual. It's about,
They're
whatever.
kids.
But they're kids.
They don't
And
understand
they're
that.
not-
And you could sit here and lie and say, oh, they understand it.
No, they don't.
They don't get it.
Because when
okay?
I was a kid, all this whole,
Because when I was a kid, bro, okay? When I was a kid, I used to sneak and drink water at school. All right.
Well-
when I was a kid, I was the only kid sitting in the in the office or something like that. Whenever I was fasting and nobody else was. Why? Because I never grew to, and why? Because I wasn't around kids that were eating, but I hated it. Why? Because I never grew to love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never grew to love it. Never. So so for anyone that wants to sit here and criticize, take a walk, son. Don't care.
I make a huge deal out of it. So there is a lot of decorating. Oh, and today, okay, so every story we read, every night we read a story or part of a story, depending on how long it is. And so they're not always like, the long and like adult kind of books or anything like that. Remember, we still have a lot of pretty young kids. So
They range from 13 to 5.
to 5.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when you're reading in family, especially when you don't have picture books, work really well. So the one Della read it yesterday, and the kids take turns. Della and Suhail are the ones who take turns reading with me, different stories or different parts of stories. So I read this book called The Blessed Bananas, and we divided it into 2 nights because it was just easier that way. Especially with the 5-year-old and stuff, and the angst, the excitement of getting their little jar treat. So, but at the back of the book, they had these recipes, a recipe from each of the 4 main characters' favorite recipes that use bananas in it, and it was such a nice story mashallah. It was about, not being selfish and being giving and helping others. And it was just really, really. And so today, once we're done with this podcast, we are going to go make banana pudding.
Let's go.
As a family, because it was one of the recipes in the book. So me and the kids are going to go, and if Nadir's available, if not, he has to work. He probably has to go edit. So I
literally have to edit this.
He can't go have fun.
This. Yeah. And put all the stuff in a Google Drive link so I can share it.
So, but I'm going to go work with the kids, and we're going to make banana pudding together and then put it in the fridge so that when we all break our fast and we wait a little while, we can all enjoy the pudding that we made during Ramadan together from the book. So the whole idea that I do is to make it all about family and being together and making really beautiful memories so that when they think about it, their heart is attached to it. And that, I think, in turn will help develop that love and what people are looking for the spiritual and getting more connected to Allah. When you have fond memories of something, you're going to think of it with happiness, with love. You're going to smile, and it's going to make you more attached to what you need to be attached. We do a lot of things like that. We'll make recipes. We'll do arts and crafts together. It's so funny because I asked my son yesterday, my 13-year-old, I said, Della, when do you think you're going to be too old? I asked Noah and Della because they were together. I said, when are you going to be too old for Ramadan jars? And they were like, never. And I was like, what do you do when you get married? They're like, come pick up my treat. And I was like, so I'm going to have to make one for your wives? And Noah was like, well, that would be nice.
That would be nice. That would be very nice.
So I was like, of course I would, So to them, it's like, it's not, I don't even think it's just about like the little treat. Of course, that's exciting. And who doesn't want a little surprise? Come on, we're adults and we like little surprises. But it's the idea that we do this together as a family every year. It's a little tradition that we've come up together and everybody enjoys it. And so they're thinking like, we're never going to be too old. I will come by the house and pick up my treat.
You need to pick up that treat, son. That treat is serious.
And like I said, it could be a little cake, tiny, one of those little like
snack cakes.
Snacky
cakes.
It could be even the little like powdered donuts, or whatever.
Chief, you're getting powdered sugar all over the house.
Sugar all over my kitchen.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm
not.
I'm dusting for Prince.
I'm just dusting for Prince.
It could
Simpsons
be
reference.
Yeah,
in. Let's
go. It could be a tiny little like the boys like these little mini like Lego where they build like little animals or whatever, and they're really tiny or whatever. So it could be a little prize, some sweet or whatever, and they really enjoy it, and why not? You know what I mean? It creates these really good memories, and we do arts and crafts together. Like we're gonna do that poster, and sometimes we'll make like origami stars together and stuff, and different whatever I can come up with. And then we are, like I said, we're gonna make those recipes together for the next couple of days. We read our stories together. All of this happens because when I first came to Islam, I had none of that experience. There was no family, for me to share with. There was no feeling of connection and community and love and like peace. And like, there wasn't like my kids literally look forward to it. They like, even not just Eid, of course their Eid's their absolute favorite, but even for Ramadan, they get so excited because Ramadan's come. Even though the boys are fasting, to them, it's like, yeah, we did it. You know what I mean? And so I think in our home, we've developed this really awesome and true feeling of holiday, of something special. This is not your average month. This is special. Something is wonderful about this. And in our home, it really feels that way. Because when I first came to Islam, and for a very long time, and this didn't happen till like almost 5 years ago, about 5 years ago, I would say.
When we moved in here?
When we moved to Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then...
I mean, I knew you weren't happy or you weren't into it.
But I didn't. The thing is, the kids have never found out about that.
No.
And they still don't know about that.
They never know. I knew about that because if you don't talk to me, who else are you going to talk to?
Right. And so and I learned from my grandma that it doesn't, especially when you have kids, you get up and you smile and you make it the best holiday ever. It doesn't matter how you feel because this isn't about you. This is about making sure that your kids have an attachment to what you're trying to instill in them. So you get up and you make the special food and you make, put together those Ramadan jars, you wrap the presents, you know what I mean? And she was not Muslim. She did not come to Islam when she died. So
we started those Ramadan jars when we came here, right?
Yeah, when we moved to this house.
Yeah.
And that's kind of around that time. So it's only been about 4 years or so, I would say. And she taught me because she knew I was struggling and it was, she said a lot of crazy things and a lot of things that were not okay. But she never told me, well, see, that's what you get. Or then maybe you should stop celebrating it, or you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
She never said, or maybe you should leave the religion and come back or whatever. Like she never said anything like that to me. What she actually said was, it's hard, but this is the choice you made, so you better make the best of it. Don't let, you know what I mean, don't let anything get you down. Eventually, basically you got to fake it till you make it.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when we had kids and stuff, and she was like, it's your holiday. It doesn't matter what holiday you're celebrating. It's still your holiday. Make it a holiday. Decorate, celebrate it, make special food, make it something you love. You make it something you love. Don't do what everyone else thinks you should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do with it, as long as it's not going against what you believe in, but do with it what you are going to love. Do with it what makes you feel attached to it.
Yep.
And growing up, Christmas was huge in my house. Lots of decorations, and she made all that food, and really wonderful time. I'm not going to lie. Really, really wonderful time.
Yeah, because that's what, family. And
lots of
love and
family, all that stuff.
Right?
And when I
That's
came
what you
to
associate with it.
then
you came to Islam.
there was nothing.
And you had Ramadan, nothing. Eid, nothing. Why didn't you associate with the community, Yadira? Because that's going to be the next question. Well, you had the whole Muslim community. You had it measured right around the corner from your house.
Well, I have a guide dog, so there's that issue.
Exactly.
And then even if I didn't, when you show up, everybody wants to crowd around you. I think I shared this in my conversion story, like when I came to Islam, when I shared that story.
Mm-hmm.
When I crowd around you, you're praying wrong. You're praying wrong, sister. You're doing this wrong, sister. And I'm like, can you just use my name?
Mm-hmm.
Give back to that.
Talk about his whole brother sister thing.
That drives me crazy.
It.
No, I really don't.
Nope.
You're doing this wrong. You know what? Just stand here, and everybody's gonna circle around you, and we're gonna show me how you pray, so we can point out everything you're doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to? That's not community. I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when I'm coming from holidays where everybody's like, that was the one time a year where there was no fighting, where there was no, you know what I mean? Everything was great.
The one time a year when drama was put on hold.
It was completely put on hold, and it was great. And so I have these really fond memories of all that stuff. And so I think what I've tried to recreate.
Whereas me, I hated Christmas.
Yeah.
Still do.
Well,
Still
so
hate
you couldn't stand it growing up, but then how did you feel about your holidays?
It wasn't fun. It was no fun.
Well, it was pretty sad because
There was no fun at all, man. Ramadan would come and they'd be like, all right, got to be hungry and thirsty all day. That's it. That's all we realized about it. Like, we went to Sunday and Saturday school and stuff, but come on, things are whack. Let's be real here. They're whack. You didn't feel it, man. Eid came around, you got dressed up, you went to families' houses, you went out to eat somewhere, and you went back home. You got some money. That's what you get. You get money on the Eid. We really didn't get gifts like that. I think my dad bought us a couple of video game systems during Eid.
That's cool.
That was cool. Yeah, that was dope. But it's not like when I see my kids with Eid, and I think about me with Eid, it is.
When Eid comes, I literally have to tell them, you cannot get me before 7 a.m.
We have to put a time on them.
Okay.
We gotta be like, no, you cannot come downstairs before this time.
And you know what ends up happening? 6 a.m. I have tiny little feet walking to my room, and I'm like, I said 7, and they're like, she said 7. She's not getting up yet.
You have to get real gangster and be like,
hey, don't come downstairs. 7 o'clock.
By the way, it never works because
all they hear is,
hey, go back upstairs.
Exactly.
7 o'clock.
I love this damn thing.
And then, so after half an hour of saying, go back to bed, 6:30, we're like, fine. And we all get.
Right? And they were like, oh my God.
And then
it's
you have,
time.
hold on, then you have Dullah.
Oh, no, wait, not that one.
Yeah, exactly. But then you have Dullah who tries, because he's older. So he's like, oh, I wasn't really awake. Like, Dullah, you are wide awake. I don't even think you slept. And he's like, okay, I was awake.
Oh my
so
God.
it's definitely a huge holiday feeling here. And then, of course, all the presents are unwrapped and there's wrapping paper everywhere. And it's putting together presents and Baba having to put batteries in everything.
Everything. I mean, me and Abdullah and Nuh will go to the Salah and we'll come back and Yadira's still on the floor unwrapping stuff with the girls.
Yep, because, they have all their LOLs and all their Barbies and all the stuff that has 1,010 little pieces.
Little tiny pieces.
And blind boxes.
Make sure you're not losing everything.
Right. Oh, yeah. God, one year Suhaila lost a collar for one of her little LOL pets or something. Mm-hmm. Remember, I went outside and had to dig through. It was just the wrapping paper garbage. It wasn't the regular garbage. But I was literally outside halfway in that garbage bag just until I found it. And I pulled it out. She was like, thank you. All because she got it that day and it was holiday and it was Eid and I didn't want her to be sad.
So who wants to be sad on Eid?
Right.
I mean, and that's the sad truth. And you
so
were sad on Eid.
We usually don't go out to eat because we're just so exhausted. So most likely order in, or I would have made something like on the slow cooker or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we all get dressed up and we take pictures, and then the boys are out of their fancy clothes as soon as I'm like, okay.
As soon as it's like, okay,
Pictures are done. Got
pictures
it.
are done.
They're back
Peace
into
out.
their loungewear.
Done.
So. The girls will stay all fancied up and.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really nice, and I didn't have any of that when I came to Islam, and I never want my children to have an Eid where they get dressed up because they're told it's a special day, and then they spend the entire
they
day
don't feel it. It's
just miserable,
you
or
know?
don't feel it.
You know what's the best part of Eid? I didn't have to go to school. That was the best part of Eid.
Yeah.
I had a day off of school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas with my kids, man, they count down to the day. So if you have kids, if you're planning on having kids, make it something that they will not forget. Make it something that they're going to try to implement with their children, that they love it so much that they're going to try to do it with their kids. Because too much of us, especially us born and raised Muslims, we just do things that we've been doing our whole lives. And just because it's tradition, or because you're used to it.
Yeah.
You just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And it's just whack. It's not fun.
Like I said, the biggest thing for me is whatever you decide to do, make it fun. Make it something everyone in your family enjoys, not because you think, oh, they need to grow this and spiritually or whatever. Enjoy them as children while you have them. Because when they get older, it isn't going to be like that. And I'm very blessed, alhamdulillah, that our kids are still like holidays, and they see how special all of this is. We'll play trivia games and that are all related to Islam and Ramadan and all that stuff. We'll read stories. We bake together. We arts and crafts together. We discuss together. Like it's even during dinner and stuff. It's such a big deal that like, even though they know they have to fast all day, they're like, yep, next year or whatever. Like Suhaila's like, she's like in 2 years, because we have them fast when they're like 10. Because at 10, things are more tangible for them, and they can understand better why they're doing what they're doing.
Plus they have to pray.
And they have to pray by 10 years old.
Like,
so 10 years old is a really
punished if they don't pray.
Right. It's a really good age to just get them kind of like that. But because we make such a big deal out of it, they almost like Noah didn't wait. This year is his first full year, but he's been semi-fasting because he wanted to, because he wanted to be, part of that, and he enjoyed that. So Hayla's looking forward to it, and the girls, it's very special for them, and I think that's the goal for me, because I don't want them to feel left out like that. I couldn't. And then when you're a convert, and there's a whole bunch of other issues with that, and people sitting in their cliques or whatever, and
it's we got too much work. Got too much work.
So when you go into
do,
convert,
bro.
like I said, everybody, because I didn't even till this day don't know if they were correcting me because I was a convert or because I'm blind or because of both.
It could, yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Yep.
You go and either because you're a convert or because you're blind, because sometimes these issues overlap, and because I've heard from other converts. They'll go in and nobody wants to sit with them or talk to them. If it's a potluck, they'll bring food and nobody wants to eat their food. And I've had that happen. Everybody wants to eat the things they're used to and don't want to give anybody else's a try. And if you say, well, I'm just going to eat from mine, then you're rude.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You're going to love it. Well, how do you know? You won't even try mine. So
the double standard.
You know what I mean?
The double standard is
all
outrageous.
of this,
yeah.
You're already dealing with a lot of difficulty, because a lot of us converts have a really hard time with our families that are not Muslim. And there's so much going on, and it's so difficult. And it's not like we're saying, take us in and treat us like charity. We're just saying, like,
it's not about taking you in, treating you like charity. It's about treating you like what they quote unquote call you every day,
like
and every
a brother
night.
or sister. Just have community. If I bring food, eat from it. And I'll eat from yours. If I want to talk to you just like a normal person, you know what I mean?
That'd be nice. I don't know. I'm willing to do that. Like, just invite. All right, look, you're a stranger. I'm a stranger. Like, we really don't know each other, but we're Muslim.
And the thing is,
let's actually, like, organize something. Get to know each other.
So, and if you're not comfortable with bringing people to your house, which is fine, then go out to eat and cover their dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Take them out as friends, or invite them for coffee and cover the coffee.
And the conversation doesn't have to just be about
Dean,
bro.
It could just be like, hey,
not...
so what do you like to do?
Exactly.
What are your hobbies? And you know what I mean? Like, oh, what do you like? What don't you like?
Exactly.
And just get to know each other on a human
level. It feels
level.
like too many conversations with Muslims is like, I'm telling you, everyone's trying to be like super duper Muslim.
It's
you know
overdone,
what I mean? And I mean, you can tell, bro, a lot of people are fake. I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to say that.
It's overdone.
It's
And
too
I think a lot
much.
of times people forget that Islam itself teaches the middle path. And so that it's okay to have conversations about hobbies. It's okay to have conversations about current events. It's okay to have conversations. The thing is that you would have these conversations with people
who are actually related to you or legitimate friends with you.
right. But when it comes to converts, it's like,
Or anyone in general. Anyone that's a Muslim that you really don't know like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Or even when you start to get to know them, you still put on this.
Well, I just say converts because I see it done a lot with converts. And a lot of times converts are held to the standard where you must be so ultra religious or so devoted. And it's like, no, I'm just human and I'm really trying to figure things out. And things are really hard right now. I'm choosing not to share any of that. But especially at the beginning, it's like, when you first come to Islam, things are really hard right now. And I just want a friend.
Yeah.
I just want a
Yes.
friend. I don't want lectures. I
You
don't
want a friend
I just
who,
want a
who
friend.
may be Muslim like you.
Right.
So that maybe if I have a question, because now I trust you, I
Right.
could come to you and ask
Exactly.
you that question. If you're going to come off as Judgy McJudgy face from Jump
The best
Street,
name
you know
ever.
what I mean?
I swear.
And then,
I love every bit of that name.
and then you don't, and then you're like, and then you don't show who you really are, right? You put up this mask. It's like, bro, it's like, come on, man. Like we act like we're robots sometimes.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean?
and
And that's
again,
not how it is. We're
And
not
so
like
it goes
that.
back to why you and I make such a big deal for Ramadan and their
Mm-hmm.
Eid, because and on top of that, let's be honest, the boys go with you.
No,
to
let's
the,
lie.
Let's lie. Let's lie. Or we've been lying the whole time.
Yes. We're not blind.
No, you gotta use your thing.
Oh wait.
We're not blind.
I don't even know why I encourage your
Oh, you're the
foolishness.
best. Let me tell you. You are the
Oh
best.
God. So
Oh god, that was amazing. Anyway.
the boys go with you to the salah, and they're a little bit more, I guess, slightly more involved, but the girls do not.
Yeah.
And the girls most likely won't because they're with me. And as they get older,
I'm not gonna take them by myself and just send them over to
No.
the ladies section by themselves. That's
and
not
if-
gonna happen.
it's not going to happen. If they need to go to the bathroom or anything like that, I'm just not comfortable with that. You're not comfortable with that. And I don't go to the masjid because it's not about like, oh, well, you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to, but in the same breath, it's like, but make sure your kids want to. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Exactly,
What?
bro. Exactly. Now, okay. So now here's let me play devil's advocate a bit. Okay?
Sure.
So they'd be like, listen, you want your kids to be, associated with the community or attached to the masjid, right? And yeah, we get it. You don't want to go. You don't go because you're a guide dog, and they're not gonna let you to go in with your guide dog.
And a bunch of other issues.
Mainly that.
All related
Right?
to blindness, of how you're treated, of how you're pulled around, of how people don't talk to you like a normal human being. It's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So if you go with your first of all, why don't you just use your daughter as a guide? I'm gonna throw them all at you first, and then you break it down, okay? Because these are things we hear a lot, specifically from sighted people, able-bodied.
I think I've
people,
discussed
right?
that. I'm not going to parentify my children.
Okay.
And remember, we had this whole discussion. You said it wasn't a word, and it was.
Okay.
So
I don't remember this discussion, but okay.
we'll have to look it back up because it's in a podcast somewhere.
Okay, so that's the explanation. But isn't it worth you taking your daughters to the masjid? Just you sucking it up, pretty much.
I'm not going to parentify my children, and I'm not going to have my children resent me because I put such a responsibility on them that isn't their responsibility. I am the parent.
And I'm not disagreeing with you on this. I'm literally I just
I know,
want to kind of
but
play that
I am the
role,
parent.
right? Yeah.
And I am not going to have my child resent me because they had
We
to.
get that so much.
Yeah.
Like I
And
hear
then
that so much.
They're going to
Like,
grow
oh,
up and possibly,
why don't
level.
you just let your son help? It's like, because bro, I want him to be a 13-year-old. I want him to be a 10-year-old. I want her to be an 8-year-old. I want her to be a 5-year-old.
So
they
they're
shouldn't
gonna
have that
the thing is that
responsibility on their
as
shoulders,
they age,
bro.
they shouldn't. And as they age, what can happen is that they start developing resentment because they have to put their lives on hold in order to take care of parents who are perfectly capable of taking care of themselves.
Exactly.
Furthermore, what you're going to do is start teaching them that all disabled people can't take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're you're exacerbating the problem because they're going to see somebody else who's disabled and immediately assume, oh, they need to be helped. Rather than the way that they're being raised right now, to them being disabled, like the other Noah was saying something. He was like, it's so stupid how, literally his exact words, it's so stupid how people don't think that blind people can't do anything for themselves. I hate that. That was his 10-year-old words. That's, you know what I mean? From his 10-year-old mind.
Yep.
That's what he said.
Yep.
It drives them crazy. My kids, their best friends, some of their best friends are on the spectrum. And that makes absolutely no difference to them because it's just their friends. And
It's just their
and they
friends.
really love
They're
their friends.
just
And
normal.
it's just normal for them. And there was never this weird, like, this conversation of, well, this person, that person. Like, well, we have to teach. It was such an organic thing for them because they come from a home where their parents are disabled. But to them, it was just like, oh, okay, we're just going to hang out. And I'm going to start from a place of assuming that you have all the capabilities and work my way down from there versus the other way around. If you have, I'm assuming you don't need my help. And then as I see you might need something, I will ask and offer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But they develop that mentality because we've never made ourselves their responsibility.
Never.
And
Ever.
I'm not going to do that. There's nothing that would make me want.
We really push this independent thing.
Right.
Like you got
like to this morning, Sumaya learned how to make her own peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
She's 5.
She's 5.
She is 5. I didn't know how to make a peanut butter and jelly till I was like 25.
Okay.
All right.
So I didn't do it for her. I said, do you like your crust on the bread? Which I knew she didn't. She was like, no. I'm like, so then if you don't like the crust, what do you have to do? Take it off. She took off her crust. And then I gave her the utensils and she made it. And she was so proud of herself because she made it, cleaned up after herself. Mm-hmm. And this is how we start. So, and it's not because I can't do it. It's because I want my kids to know that everyone can be independent if you just have the skills. That includes disabled people.
Yeah.
So, okay, there's your answer for that question.
Okay. That was a long answer.
Well, yeah, I get a little passionate about it.
No, but we were talking about.
So you want us to play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
So why I don't go?
Yeah, I'm done. That's it. It's the only thing I had.
Why don't you let your daughter
add to that? Do you have anything to add to that?
Well, because I've heard other questions.
Go ahead, go. What other questions have you heard?
You know, the whole with the kid thing, that's a huge one, which that's why I went into such detail with it. Just leave your dog at home and you can take care of it. Or why don't you just have somebody in the community pick up your kids? I don't even know you.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, I have.
No.
That's a
Get
no.
out of here
That's
with
a
that.
veto. That is a hard no. That's never going to happen. You ain't taking my kids nowhere.
Nope. It's like my man Stone Cold says, DTA, don't trust anybody.
Yeah, that's
Or as Stone Cold would say, DTA, don't trust anybody.
that's never going to happen.
That was a horrible Stone Cold impression. Horrible.
That's never going to happen.
Not a good one at all.
So yeah,
no.
It's there.
Not with our children, bro. Not with how many times we are like, close calls with CPS and all that, and how we've seen and what we've been through growing up.
Right.
No.
Nope.
No.
Well, honestly, we really haven't had close calls with CPS.
I mean, just because, whenever we had whenever Abdullah was born,
that was about the closest it got.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
And that was one time too many.
And whenever they knocked on our door by mistake.
Oh, that wasn't even for us. So we're looking for so-and-so. I said, oh, no, you got the wrong house. It's that one over there.
But no, it's and just like what we've been through, been through as kids,
right,
has taught us like, no, we can't. It has to be like, if I'm gonna send them with someone, it has to be someone I can trust.
As a matter of fact, I chose a co-op where one parent has to remain on the premises at all times because I'm much more comfortable with that. It's not to say that I'm smothering or sheltering my kids and I'm not giving them the appropriate amount of freedom, for lack of a better term, age appropriately, right? But I have to be there because they are still kids. And I'm just not going to entrust my kids to any random person. I'm not. Things can go really wrong, and I'm not doing that. So, no, I'm not going to send my kids so that they can be part of it. And then what are they going to turn around and be like, well, then, your mom can't come, though. Oh, yeah, what message is that sending?
Exactly.
Again, it goes back to the
Or
message.
your mom could come. Just, leave her eyes.
Right.
Leave her
and
eyes.
And my kids are not, like, literally, it's happened where they're like, well, if mama can't come, we don't want to go.
And then what are you going to say at that point?
Right.
What are you going to say at that point? You know what I mean? And it's what it is, bro.
And again, for us, because the biggest foundation here is in our home is family. Like, we make such a big deal out of being part of a healthy, loving family that our kids are just really used to all of that. And to go ahead and change that narrative of like, well, now it's your turn to act like the parent and take care of me. Like, no,
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. I'm not doing that.
It's not going to work. If we need some kind of help, we'll ask, but that's not the typical. That's not the, what's
not
the
only that, that's not the standard.
No.
And that's not,
that's the exception. That's not the rule.
Right.
That's the exception.
But furthermore, everyone helps each other out in their family. So my kids have chores because
but the problem is,
they have chores,
because we're
not
blind,
because they're blind.
That's the thing, though. Even though everyone helps out in the house, it's automatically because you're blind.
No, my kids have chores because it's a healthy thing for them to do. Because if so many studies have shown that kids benefit from doing chores and having responsibilities. So yes, my kids have chores. Yes, they learn how to cook. They learn how to formulate independence from a young age. Obviously age appropriate.
I wonder what that formula looks like.
Well, it starts off like,
The
okay,
independent formula.
Sumaya just learned how to make peanut butter and jelly.
Oh.
Sumaya learned how
I was trying to make a whack joke, but
but
it was
yeah, it really was. Sumaya and Suhaila and all the kids learned how to dress themselves early and not just throw on random clothes. They learned what matches and what doesn't. And
Dita the fashionista is not gonna have her
No.
daughters look like a hot mess.
nope.
No.
The other day, I was like, I don't understand why I can't go outside in socks and chanclas. Chanclas are slippers, like house. And I was like, you will not.
But they're comfortable.
I'm like, nope. Put on shoes or take off the socks, but you are not walking out. Not like that.
No.
So it was like it's all 2 minutes back and forth. He ended up, I think he did put on shoes on.
He did end up putting shoes on.
Yeah, instead of the chanclas. Yeah, so it starts really young, but it's not because I'm blind. It's not because Nadir is blind. It's not because we need them to take care of us. It's because we need to be able to teach them when they finally leave the nest, so to speak, they can take care of themselves. They have an even better chance of relying on Allah more than anything else.
Yep.
Than somebody else.
That's it. Rely on Allah and Allah alone.
Right. And if you
And you'll be
have
good.
skills and you're independent, you're much more comfortable with literally just relying on Allah than having to turn to somebody for everything. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, that we kind of went all over the place. I mean,
No, that's good. And we're at 45, bro. So, well, it's going to be less than that whenever I edit, but this is good.
this is good.
All right.
So
This
now
is-
I
this
am
is-
going to go and make banana pudding with
Yes.
the kids because it was part of our Ramadan story.
Yes.
And then we'll pick another book tonight and we'll do our treat and we will keep on with our little traditions that make us really happy and really excited to celebrate Ramadan.
Yes. So make sure you guys follow us on all of our platforms, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I'm actually putting stuff back on TikTok.
Make sure you do it right though.
It is. Oh my God. Oh, they put it. I don't know what I was doing real quick before we go. I don't know what I was doing, but my man, Friendly Muslim, shout out to Friendly Muslim. He was like, yeah, bro. He was like, yeah, bruv. He's from England. Yeah, bruv.
Nope,
Yeah,
you should probably stop that.
yeah, bruv.
You're-
You gotta put
You have
gotta
the
put
worst-
stuff on TikTok, bruv. We'll
I'm
eat
mortified right now.
We'll eat
Freak.
some biscuits and all that, right? Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
was
so
so bad.
Friendly was like, yeah, bro, you got to put some stuff on TikTok. I was like, all right. So I went and I updated the thumbnail. I'm Barakallah Feek Friendly. You hooked it up with a brand new kind of like logo for all that stuff. And updated the logo, and I did all this stuff. And then I don't know what the hell I hit, but then I put some random song as a story with some random image or video.
Right.
I don't know what happened. And Friendly's like, bro, did you post that? I was like, no, what you talking about?
So he goes and checks, and it's
I go
just a
check and it's there,
disaster.
and it's a disaster. So I had to private all that, and I was like, "Is it good? Is it good?" He's like, "Yeah, it's good." Such a not blind friendly thing, bro. Not blind friendly, but alhamdulillah, I figured out the website, so the website's fairly accessible. So I'll upload stuff on the website.
Right.
Alhamdulillah. But make sure you follow Islam by Touch on all of these platforms. And Yadira, where can they follow you?
At Always Yadira.
At Always Yadira, because that's what she is. She is always Yadira. Don't get that mixed up, though, right? It's not like she's married tomorrow and then Trish
Ay,
the
Dios
day
mío.
after
Okay,
that.
so good.
And then Carla the day after
Oh
that.
God, that's a hard.
Carla. No. She's always Yadira.
That
Always.
reminds me of my sister's dad wanted to name her Carlota.
Oh my God. A horrible
I
name.
know. My mom was like, nope.
No.
That is a hard no. No.
No. It's not a nice name. Not at all.
Okay.
But anyway, guys.
I am so thirsty.
Thank you
Okay.
guys for listening. We appreciate all of you. We love all of you. Inshallah, you guys have an amazing Ramadan. We will see you next week, inshallah, where we take you behind the blind. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Dum dum